Hi, everybody. It's Sunday.
And I'm just barely squeaking in on.
Yeah. By what is it? By the hair on my chinny chin?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, that's how that goes. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
This is P over here.
M over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together we are PM Artist Studio. I don't know.
Kind of ragged.
I know. Been out in the elements. Getting
I
sunshine and
yelled a lot yesterday. It's a little raspy this morning. We decided
it was day 2 of my shirt, but I was so excited. Kylie Koo posted hers. Gray showed hers. And if anybody else did tag me, let me know. And then I posted my pic. I did a little selfie.
Have you taken a picture?
We need to get one today.
Shirt?
We need to get one today. We decided because we're going to go to Garden Center and get some flowers because we had some stuff done to the front yard, which the baby was very upset that her flowers, yeah, see, her flowers got
and she was just sure that they were ruining the trees.
And ruining the trees. Maintenance is not one of her. That is very loud, by the way. Okay, so, what's this? Oh yeah, you guys made little characters. Izzy, she got this little book thing, and so they made these. Okay, that is so loud. Seriously, I worry about you. It's very loud. There, that's the camera. So they made these little characters, and then it comes with with a little backstage thing.
That's Fred.
That's Fred. So cool. Her and her friend Audrey.
Yes, they did stop action.
Yeah, I don't know how much stop action they did. They actually did video, but and then she says, "Mommy, can you put that together for me?" And I'm like,
it's
ridiculous.
Oh, is this
anyway, do say hello with the chat so we can say hello back. Otherwise, we do not know that you were here. We like to know that you were here because we're an already friendly bunch of folks. That's the way that we know. We can say hello. If you are not accessing the chat and you're only able to read it, that means you're in replay. Let us know down below. That's the comments down there. But above all of that, thumbsy upsies. Just a quick little boop. And yeah, hit that like and then
cute. I want how you put
awesome things happen. Hopefully, that's kind of the thing. So
okay, I'm still waiting to find this here. Not that it's the big hoopty doo, but
hold on. All right, so here, take that with you and then bring it back to me, please. Okay, I'll keep Fred. I'm gonna keep Fred. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but Fred has a googly eye. That's his head. That's his brain.
Yeah, the black part's his brain, and it always
jiggles. He's a jiggly brain.
He's an alien.
I know a few of them.
His hat protects his brain.
His hat protects his brain.
Very good.
You know, all spells. All right, I'm gonna say hello to everybody.
You just go right ahead.
Weird start here, but you know, I think this is what our summer's gonna feel like a lot.
Yeah, just batten down the hatches, folks.
Christina is here. A Seminole Mind, that's Sue. Alice is here. Bartender's daughter, that's Gary. Becky. Christy Hartman. Cookie Wookie, that's Mo. Darcy. Dawn. Devin Rex for Art, that's Yolande. Eddie's here. He's Eddie Makes Art. Elizabeth. Ellen. Gray. Griffin Shale, that's Rhonda. Healing is Recycling Crafting, that's Liz. Order Paper Crafts, that's Mimi. Ingrid, Handy Scandy, that's Nancy. And Ellen B. Did I say Elizabeth Folcomer? All right, because I think some of y'all popped in there. Ingrid, Jackie's here. Yonka, Jennifer McKinnon, Lygia, Lindsay, Lizzie Jean, Lydia, Marguerite, Nadine, Hanka, Pia, Robin, and Sandy. If I missed you, give me some extra pinky hello hands. Get you helloed.
Oh,
so
it's that. I mean, I don't know what's happening.
I don't know
with my computer. There we go.
Okay. All good in the hood.
All good.
Shall I go topside? Yes.
You shall.
Oh, quick announcements, because remember it is sort of here at the beginning of the month. It is, oh, May the 4th be with you. We need to take a picture of the baby with the
Oh,
Saber. We do it
may
every
the
year.
4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. And then tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo. Brad was like, we went and had a salad last night at this one restaurant. And he's like, what's up with all the little flags? I said, I'm guessing Cinco de Mayo. Oh, okay. We're just, it's not on our radar anymore. Okay, top view. There we go. But yes, it is the beginning of the month. That means over there in Makers, it is the Makers and Mixed Media Art and Artists Facebook group. Lots of things going on. Color combo has been announced. Oh, and do I have my little, did I bring them up? No, I didn't bring them up. They're still downstairs. I got my cards made. I will be working on that tomorrow.
And I'll probably be doing something with it on Tuesday.
Okay, perfect. That would be good because I may need things.
You may need things?
I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I am going to combo it with Eddie's collage prompts. So those are available over there. I'm very inspired by them. I just don't know which ones I'm going to use. I'm not going to use it all because not all of them would work to get, like, you couldn't do it all. Just kind of pick and choose on the whole packaging, upcycling situation. Yeah. But I am going to, I guess, make a card because that was part of his.
I'm going to make
request.
A box.
You're going to make a box. Okay.
Shocker.
Box it is. And then if you haven't signed up for a swap and you're looking for a swap, you need to do that. Got 3 days to do that. That's the scrap swap and then just the, Becky's swap. What is the item this month? I know last month was ATCs, I believe. Buddy cards, something like that. Yes. I'm sorry that I don't remember all that, but if y'all only understood, like, pretty amazing the things that stick. It really is. It is. Okay, so yes, all of those things are going on over there. So color combo, collage prompts, swaps. And y'all are just awesome. And I just wanted to say a little special. I love those of the, I love y'all in chat. Showing up constantly. And then our mods. Y'all just need a special little I love you and may the 4th be with you. just thought about that.
Yeah.
I love y'all. All of y'all. Okay, there we go.
All right. Pardon me, like I said, I'm a little gravelly. I might have to take a hit of bourbon.
Jackie, there's Yonka and Paula. So that could be your Netherlands crew. Yeah. I know we're building our little no, there's not a ton of y'all, but it's building. I know there's some others, but I don't want to call you, like, if they want to engage, that is up to them.
Well, it's funny that you met, because Gervinder's brother, one of the places that he said that he would consider moving to was the Netherlands.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some stuff here. Somebody sent me this. There was no accompanying card. Mariah seems to think it's...
It might be Deb. Deb here. It's kind of early. See, she doesn't...
Oh.
She might be here a little later.
Okay. But, let us know if it was you. And I did use this, and it works fabulously, but you're going to have to take it outside.
But it doesn't stink like the Krylon business. I mean, that Krylon stuff is disgusting.
This is just... I sprayed it inside last night, and I was like, we had to fan it out.
She just had a moment. I was like, I gotta go.
So, take it outside and spray it. Now, this stuff here, it has no, I don't know. But I took this off of the llama spitting bottle, remember? Somebody sent me.
I believe that was Sonia.
This was Sonia.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
All right.
If it wasn't, let me know, because, again, there wasn't a thing in it.
So, I filled it up with the cow spray, which is from...
Look, she even relabeled it.
Yeah, I did. I cut it out.
I'm proud of you.
I know. Me too.
Jobbers.
Well, because I know I won't remember. God, I can't remember what I had for breakfast.
I was just spraying just random
That's
things.
not true. I had the most wonderful sausage gravy biscuits and hash browns.
We had such a lovely day out. Brad was kind of like, we just kind of went a place and then we ate. And then we went a place and then ate.
That is the way it should always go. As teachers, when we were doing out of town, we would always talk about where we were going to eat.
Well, and let me tell you, like when you're traveling around the Dallas area, because see, people just don't really understand how big Texas is, and even just the Dallas area.
The Dallas area is like the size of Rhode Island,
Is that right?
maybe even.
I don't know.
Bigger.
I've never like done the
Well,
comparison.
with Rhode Island, they can't even write it on the map because it's too little to get it
Yeah,
in.
the RI just barely fits
Yeah.
there. Well, anyway, so you got to plan your meals and know that you can't just bit back home and.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. Well, she sent 2, which was lovely because now I can. You can't see this inside this because it's already got the milky stuff in there. This is the thing that when you push this, it does a continuous spray, and it is very fine. The only thing about it is you're going to have to use at least 2
Hey, Brandy,
sessions with this stuff because it's not as good.
Yeah, it kind of needs a
this.
coating.
This stuff is a one-timer. If you're willing,
one and done,
willing to tote your booty out.
Multiple layers.
That requires
inside.
me walking down 4 flights of stairs. That's 2 down and 2 up.
You need a balcony to.
Too.
An arting balcony.
But I don't know which window we would have to. We could do the one in my bedroom.
Yeah, that's a little,
You need to build me a little balcony out there.
Okay, get right on that.
Yeah. Well, we need a way to escape in case of fire upstairs anyway.
Supposed to have one of those little rope ladder things.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be doing something like that, for heaven's sakes.
Tuck and roll, baby.
Jump and die or burn.
You would hurt yourself, but I think you'd still live. Again, tuck and roll. It's all about how you fall. Don't land on the fence.
Well, jeez. Thank you, Mariah.
I'm spitting out.
Anyhow,
hey, tips and tricks, y'all. Tips and tricks.
Anyhow, I'm if I use anything,
Hi,
I'll be using this one today, not this one, because even though this one is better, this one can be sprayed indoors without adverse effects. All right.
Oh, okay. Becky's swap is paper mixed media flowers. Oh, 5 of them. Ooh.
And I have a little cloth for my leg today because we're going to be going out and about. I can't be
just swapping out pants. People need to be ready. We got things to do today.
Yeah.
Once again, out on the road.
And yeah, and I'm not wearing this jewelry out to the hot.
No, I didn't even wear a necklace.
Yeah.
I know. I'm wearing the new earrings that you
All right,
found.
so I'm just showing you this so that it's been sprayed with both. Nothing coming off. It will still come off if you just use this one. So
See?
There you go. That's information that may be valuable. I don't know, may not. So what we're going to do today is we're going to mess about with the pan pastels. We're going to do a little quick review here. I kind of said to put things off. I built my bridge a little early, and then I decided I needed to go ahead and pee before we started. Okay, so we've been working with pan pastels. These are all from the plate. Onto the plate, pull off.
Right.
This is the first one, and then this was what was left over. So you can compare and contrast.
So pan pastels on the plate directly with stencils. Through stencils,
right?
Yeah.
Now, this is done with the stencils onto the paper. And you can see it really worked in the areas where the paper was exposed. But over here, where I was going pastel onto paint, it's much fainter.
Christy says, be careful using the fixative on pastels. I've heard that it can change your pastel intensity and color. Just FYI, I've been warned about.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. Now, I haven't done my thing through this yet, but I will because that's another thing I'm going to do on Tweaky Tuesday. Tweak a bunch of stuff.
What we do on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Only on Tuesdays.
Okay. Not just on Tuesdays, this is true. Now, I'm going to try something today. Remember these things?
Remember?
They just keep getting yellower.
It really has intensified. Wonder when is it done?
I don't know. See, I started cutting that one
Too
out.
bad you need to have like a time lapse on that thing.
I really do.
That would have been fabulous.
Wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Love when we have these ideas afterwards.
Yeah, that's always good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, kept out some of my favorites.
Hey, Sherry.
Just in case. And then I've got
Thumbsy upsies, y'all. Thumbsy upsies. Don't forget.
I've got some new ones today.
Mm-hmm.
But let's put a little pan pastel stuff on those hummers.
Okay. Now this is texture paste that we're talking about. And see, it has bleached up the yellow out of the paper. And I think this paper was sent to you in a swap or something.
I think so. It's kind of like paper bag.
I don't remember who sent this.
But it already had some stuff done to it.
If you sent it, claim it.
And I'm really liking it a lot. It's craft paper stuff. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I wanted to show you this.
Hi, Irma.
Because we were talking about, remember I did this last time with the moving the thing around. And it just lost so much color.
Mm-hmm. It did. Remember, this was the patchwork one.
And here's the thing.
They all look silver.
Look at this. It's still coming off.
Yeah.
So, even though you think you have sealed it with that layer that you pull it with, not necessarily so. Check it out because it is worth it.
And then we were discussing it could have to, I would assume it has to do with how much paint. And then also how much pan pastel was down there. How much gonna, pull up. There's lots of little factors there. For the most part, it locks it in. But it does have some residual.
That you do need, just.
Don't be, you wouldn't want that in like a journal where it's rubbing up against another page. And then you're all like, whoa.
Yeah. That's not working.
That's the stuff where, that's the PSA. We need a public service art announcement. It's a PSAA.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to use regular pastel.
Hi, Seppa.
And Ricky Nordmeyer is sending me some lids. I thank you for that.
Yes, so sweet.
Here are the pan pastels. And somebody said, I was so confused about what was happening. And I apologize for that because sometimes I just assume everybody's been watching as much as I've been.
Well, and I said, to be honest, here's the thing. It's not that it's never happened, but typically when we're learning something new or messing with a new product, we'll try to do a little bit of that before we do get onto a stream. I know it doesn't always seem that way.
I don't know what happened to this one, why the blue spilled out.
Well, is that the one the baby was?
Oh, yeah.
She was a little hard on
She's mixed this up with something else and that one up with something else. It's probably a wonder that they're in as good a shape as they're in. I wasn't watching her, like, religiously.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want to look away because it's really bad.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you're like, oh, goodness, I probably should have not looked away so long. There's a balance.
So Mariah comes up here and she goes, oh, my God, what happened to my desk? And I'm like, oh, well, let me see. Your daughter was over there.
Mm-hmm. Hi, April. Happy to see you again.
And that sticks nicely.
All right. Well, Ricky, you'll have to pass on any little tips and tricks you come across.
What are we talking about here?
She's watching she purchased a class
On
pan pastels.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm not going to do that. Number one, I've tried doing that sort of thing.
We're not very good at
I'm
being
terrible
students.
at it. And I get bored about halfway through. Or I'm doing something else. And it's just not, I don't know. I'm a terrible class taker.
Yeah.
Unless it's just like, riveting.
Well, it
Can
needs
somebody
it needs to
move
be
my,
something.
my scissors around, Mariah?
No, you keep accusing me of that, and that's not true.
It is true.
I think it needs to be something where you don't know anything about it, and then you're a good student.
True.
At this point in time, you're terrible because you bring a little bit too much, like, to the... I kind of already know about that. And sometimes that gets one in trouble.
All right, so I'm just trimming this out a little bit and kind of...
That's all I'm saying about that. Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to put any fixative on this because actually right now it's sticking pretty darn good to the...
Right, so the big palette thing, the makeup looking stuff is Pastels. It's a...
And you do want to be careful because this stuff is very scratchy and it'll tear up your little delicate sponges because it's kind of raspy.
Oh, good golly, Joni. Heck yeah.
Okay, so there is that as a
highly unlikely, Lizzie Jean.
What is it?
Botanical prints. It's not really our game.
No, but I am going to do something with the
Monstera.
I
don't know if that counts, but we don't actually do like foliage things and whatnot.
That's not true. Oh, like live foliage from the garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried. I did a couple for you once.
Pinka did it. Pinka sent you leaves and things at one point.
And I used those, and then I did that thing for you for one of your books.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a really long time
Here,
ago.
I'll show you. Well, we'll show you the see, we can like count 5 times probably, not even that. Here.
Yeah.
I think it's this thing.
I don't know. Yeah, you can do it. Shucky darns, yeah. Okay,
Hold
now
on, I'm going to show you something. Here.
Oh, yeah.
That way she can see. There's a video. And I'm pretty did we do that on video? I don't know if we did it during a stream.
That is it.
That's it. There we go. And I'm pretty sure Pinka sent that. That might have been in some of the leaves and things that Pinka sent. Pinka, confirm.
Yeah, this is from our bush out front.
Was it? I thought it was from Pinka.
No, this is the one.
She sent bigger leaves.
Yes, she sent really big leaves, which I did use on something. But didn't Mariah do such a beautiful job of... I don't know, I'm just constantly amazed.
I amazed her.
With her ruffly edges and her putting in things. And now, see, that's kind of a ghost print back there. But I printed a lot of these, and it was kind of like... it's a lot harder than you think it is.
See, I think you did send the little one too, but I'm not going to argue with it. Okay, carry on.
Carry on, Sally forth. Okay. This is a print. I'll try this around here.
Hey, and if you want to see more botanical printing, okay, now I'm pretty sure Christy Hartman has done it in videos. Christy, confirm. Am I lying to the folks out here, or am I just misremembering? But Pinka posts, now she doesn't do videos or anything like that, but she posts over Makers. So if you look her up in Makers, you will see some very beautiful botanical printing.
Yes.
Because she does a lot of it in her work.
And I like it, but I don't know. It entails me going downstairs and picking
things, and then she's clean up. It's
yeah. And I just have my stencils.
It does not fit her.
No.
Fit her flow.
Okay, I'm putting these out here to show you which ones I'm not using, and then I'm going to bring in some that I'm going to very ostensibly use. And this is a good one because of the small. This one probably wouldn't be so good. These are good. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Sandy. That's painting again.
This would be a good one.
we try to get them out at the beginning of the month. And then that way we have the whole month to work with them. I mean, not to say that, I mean, she brought out some older things. And we always encourage to, like, kind of mix and match. Hey, these are some older things. Here's some of the new things. But yeah, usually they come out at the beginning of the month. And we really have been trying to do that. We've been hitting the mark 2 months in a row. Woo woo!
Now, I'm really leaning towards this one.
Oh, that's right. And Devin has done weed botanic. She did, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I know some of our people, and they do beautiful ones.
And Fran back in the day.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, and I've used this one. This one, remember I did this one at the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
And we've got numbers here. Those would be good. These little guys over here are good for this kind of.
And Darcy just put one of hers in. Darcy's done them. There we go. Mo has put in.
And then
Devin's
there's
channel.
this one. This is a good one too, because it has smaller. Those would be nice. And all you do is you just move them about the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like this one here. Okay, I'm going to keep
This
these.
is one of the messy borders by Darcy.
And then there's also this one.
Eddie has also done botanical printing. There's one of his videos. See, our people are on it.
Yeah. All right, I think that we've got, and remember, here's the.
Uh-oh. Oh.
They tend to grab each other.
They're grabby.
So you should fold them with the,
Yeah.
out like that, but then they're going to be grabbing something else.
But
Okay.
if you then back the other one, like if it's not a folded one and you put it back, there are ways to go about that.
Ways to go about that, folks.
Yes, Lizzie Jean, there's lots of homework there.
All right, so we're going to start off with this, and just because I think it's going to be, we just have to decide on a color. What are we thinking here? Purple? Purple might be good.
Oh, Yanka she did some. She hasn't photographed them. Okay, she just recently did some botanical. She's going to post them in Makers. Wonderful. 'Tis the season. Things are growing.
I don't know that I need these little ones there. I should save those just for, I can do some pointing here.
Point it up, Patricia.
Okay, so this is the putting together, and if you don't have those just right,
Yeah, but it doesn't matter as much with the little tool
No.
things.
and these are all so wider.
Oh,
See,
deeper.
deeper,
Not
Thank you.
wider. That's deeper.
Yeah.
Brad and I argue about this sort of thing all the time.
Okay, so I'll just give this a little wipe off on my cloth that I have over my pants.
No, onto your little clothy thing, right? Onto your clothy thing. She has a cloth thing.
Yes, I do.
If y'all didn't see that at the beginning there.
Okay, so I'm getting in some of these circles here.
It isn't botanical season in Canada yet. Okay, that's true. Texas, everything's like, and that's why we're all allergy. My eyes were so puffy this morning.
Did you use some of this stuff?
No, I need to.
I don't think that's going to be spectacular.
And there were floaty things in the air. Like when you see the stuff floating in the air, then you like, no, because there's been a bunch of stuff that you don't see that's really getting you. Yeah. Hi, Jocelyn. Liz says that she bought her son some linen sheets and she's gonna keep the bed skirt for crafting. 'Cause he's not a bed skirt kind of person.
I don't like them because I'm always getting them.
Well, I don't understand how they scooch.
Yes.
And then you gotta
And then you have to, if you're
move the whole
tucking
mattress. But,
your bottom sheet in, you're always getting your skirt,
no, listen, Jean.
ruffled.
But we did. Oh gosh, and of course, we're out and about. Like I said, we have been traveling, folks. Man, traveling. I think we should move over to McKinney. I swear, everything that we have been doing here lately seems to be in McKinney.
Well, I asked you about all those houses out there, and you said, well, my God,
yeah,
no, we thought Wiley was
It is true. It's very far.
out in the FE.
It's less BFE anymore. But she had to go in because they won't just take the other eye doctor's, word for it or whatever.
Oh, never.
So you got to show up and like they have to use their little equipment and do the thing and then tell you how much it's going to cost and schedule it. Did you schedule?
I called her back and she never called me back. But it was late
Friday.
on Friday.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm just gonna have to really be careful and watch Monday. I'm a terrible phone person.
She really is. One of my frustrations when she lived in Alaska.
Admit that right off the bat.
So we're in process. Is basically that was the long version of it. We're in process.
And they told me to use the eye drops as much as I needed to. There wasn't anything wrong with doing that. So I've been putting them in at night before I go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm. And they gave her some vitamins.
Because I do have the beginnings of some kind of degeneration. I mean, I'm just basically falling apart all over.
She is 70-something years old. I mean,
I don't know. I really kind of like that one a lot.
The ophthalmologist drama. Mm-hmm. I know y'all love to hear about all this, but it was so funny. So
they're so nice out there.
There was it's a very cool place, very kind of shishy, but most things in Dallas kind of are.
Well, after I paid their bill, I know what how they did. But I had the nicest young man, Reuben, and chatted Reuben up pretty good. He was probably like,
and it's funny because they're like, so the room that we're gonna put her in is really small. So here's a couch. Here, have a seat. They're like,
oh, you didn't want to go in the dark room.
Yeah, he's like, it's really small in there.
The very, it's kind of like
So I answered emails and tried to do as much work stuff as I could from my phone.
They have good books. Did you notice they had good art books?
They really did. And with great art on the wall.
Yeah, it's all kind of watercolor, and I swear they've changed it since I was there the last time.
You should chat them up about putting some PM Artist Studio up on the walls.
Okay, now see, there's a space there that didn't get anything on it, so I'm just going to take some of those little.
100% Rhonda says, I think P is either the nice patient or that lady. She really is. There's
there's no in between. You either piss me off right away, and I'm just like, okay, two can play this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 74, and I've probably been playing a lot longer than you have.
And I love that Rhonda has picked up on that. And she hasn't even been to the doctor with you.
Yeah,
although we have talked about it.
They stopped letting me go with them and Izzy because I would talk
stressful enough as is, like just taking a kid to the doctor and then dealing with her and her thoughts about what the doctor should be doing. I'm like, I can't deal. Brad stays out in the car too because he gets a little stressed out, and I'm like, okay, wow, I can't. This is too much.
Well, when we took her for her first COVID shot, I told Mariah, I said, this is what we're going to do here. She's not going to like it, but I'm just going to hold her and we're just going to get this
done. And then we finally told the dude, you need to do it now.
Yeah. And I said, Izzy, you're not going to like this, but it's all right. We're going to be making some decisions that are good for you. And that's just the way it is. Suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah.
And she was mad at me for the rest of the day.
But, I mean, the thing is, it's like, once it's done, she's like, okay, that wasn't so bad.
You get these dudes that are, waiting for the kid to do
I know, and I'm
whatever
like,
the hell.
You gotta get in there and get her done.
Yeah. No talky. Move fast.
Like she said, I used to take my mom to the doctor appointments, but she has banned me because I was that lady. Well, as long as one knows if you are, who you are.
Yep. Yeah. All right, I'm just putting this on here. I'm not even going to ask y'all I'm going to put some red on here because I want it to show through what I've done here.
Oh, okay. So Paula was asking Yolanda about if tinned Grumbacher spray. I don't know if that was supposed to be thinned or is it tinned? Or do you me tinned? I forgot to mention that I use the matte one, either workable or final for pastels. There you go.
Now, see, I appreciate you all because
It's not something we have okay, we've done pastels. Like,
yeah, I know how to do those.
And we have those. We both hate them very much because they require fixative of some sort if you want to, like, you know, have them stay in place.
I have what I call a love-hate. Sometimes I just, you know, I love them so much because what you can do with them, and then other times I'm just like, oh, these things are so messy, but they make wonderful. And that little jewelry box thing that I showed you the other day, that's done with.
Oh, yeah, Candy. Can you send me an email or just a message either on Facebook or an email? And we'll try to get that done. That's a fabulous idea. She asked for a new category on the website called borders for all the border type stencils.
Yes, and I have some that I really do like.
We have, like, there's a good enough selection that should be a
category.
A category. Hey, Anne. Happy to see you. Welcome to everybody.
Is that our Texas Anne?
Anne Larno. This is Florida Anne.
Okay. All right, now check this out. I don't know. It's kind of mucky.
It's kind of weird, but I like it.
But see, I needed something behind that purple to make that purple show up.
Yeah. You're working through it.
I'm working through it. It doesn't always happen like I want it to.
Oh, yes. And the ornate lace strips, and I think, yeah, like the stripper type could be borders. Maybe we call it strips and borders.
Yeah. That.
Not border strippers.
Okay, now I'm looking at the back side of this, so I need, in order to decide, because this is from my botched long haul.
I don't think it was botched. It just didn't go as planned.
All right, we'll go with that. That's very generous.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Now I've got to move it down a little bit because I want to get it within a. There we go. And the color that I'm going to use, because I want it to show up.
Oh, I love it. Chartreuse.
Chartreusey. Now, I don't need to, those. All right, I have a virgin sponge here.
I got more over here, by the way.
Okay, I'm just putting this everywhere, simply because I don't know. You know, it's kind of misleading. You think that you have covered the area, but there's still some holes in them.
Yeah, so best to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we don't need the little fine, you know, delivery little hoop-de-doos.
This is about coverage.
This is about, yes, maximum coverage. Because we're going to be pulling this up. I'm going to put tissue paper down. And I think that, you know.
I don't know. I think it depends on who you ask, Paula.
What? Is this a personal question?
No, it was a personal statement.
Oh.
I like that attitude, Gray. I like it.
But see, even in areas where there is a lot of paint, I'm going over those because there might be a little bit that wasn't, you know, covered. And in a minute, we'll flip it over and we can really tell, you know, how good our coverage is.
Oh, is it? Sandy said that it looks very Frankenstein.
Yeah, well, this is done with my Frankenstencils. Remember, these are the ones that I sewed together with washi.
Washi. They really were very Frankenstein-y. And that's why we call them Frankenstencils. And she puts them together. Good. Hey, Wendy. Oh, sorry to hear that.
I think this is turning.
Oh, this green with the pink is just, it makes me so happy.
Well,
I love it so much.
I'm hoping it's going to be a real showstopper.
Redemption.
Because it was, boy, was I.
The long haul was wah, wah.
Really underwhelming.
It didn't haul much.
Underwhelming.
It gave a few good prints. It really did. But it was not a haul.
Yeah, seriously, there was really only one that was worth a flip. And then, I just had to keep peeling them off my sprayer. I don't know if y'all got
hey, Diane.
got to watch,
No worries.
Watch that sort of drama.
Yes, Act 3, Redemption. That was good quality.
Okay, see any areas that there's some peeking through?
Yeah, down at the bottom. And that one little part that's shooting up into the pink. No, you were in the right area. Now head down, over there, right there, in there.
Oh yeah.
You see it?
Good eye. Because if you can see something shining through there, it's probably the plate.
That's what I thought. Shine bright like a diamond.
Yeah.
I know what she's thinking, but she didn't say.
And the annular
part of a goat.
Of a goat. Let's let y'all figure that one out.
I don't know. Have you heard that one before? Let us know in the chat. Comment below. Thoughts on goats?
I want to make sure I've got good coverage here, because this is the only time that you can do this.
Yes.
And here's what I really like about the pastels and using them in this way. And I apologize if I haven't watched, but one of the things I like to do with a new medium is I like to explore it on my own before I have a preconceived idea from someone else's work. Because a lot of times that will be very frustrating for me because I cannot accomplish that.
You got to get to a point where
I have an
experience.
Yes, that I can actually look at something and understand what somebody's doing.
That's a good way of thinking about that. It really is.
And, I apologize. I know there were a lot of people that were frustrated watching me fumble about, but that's just how I do it. I don't want to be influenced by somebody until I kind of know something about it. And that's why, a lot of times when I was learning how to gel plate, I would watch one video and then I would try to do that and get that particular person's way of doing it down before I moved on to another one. And I wasn't so frustrated. It wasn't so much of, this large body of information all at once. And it's frustrating because you can't remember all of that. I don't care who you are.
Well, and I'm trying to kind of think back on your gel printing journey.
Look at that. Look, here's a hole.
Oh, there is. How did we miss that?
Oh. Because that would be like a little piece of stencil.
We thought, remember, we kept saying we thought there was another one stuck down. And maybe,
see, this is gonna tell you something why you don't leave it on here.
Because we've talked about it, but we've never shown it.
Okay. See what's happening here? It's pulling up
the whole section.
The whole section. I'm not getting little pieces, and I'm trying to take my fingernail.
What you should do is just pull it off, and then you can glue it onto the final piece. It, like if you could flip it around, because then at least it'll match up to your stuff. See what I'm saying?
Well, let's just put some green over the top of it and
see how that goes.
think it's going to be okay because I've got some more of those where there's a lot of stuff coming through. I don't know why that's not taking there.
Hey, Carla.
Yeah, that doesn't leap out.
No.
But you can tell.
Well, and if
we
it
took off a lot of the good stuff with this, see?
again, I think you know, if you want to glue it down, you weren't in the camera, but good call.
Oh.
There you go. That's the piece.
See the good parts that were pulled up?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was probably trying to tell me that.
Ann Webb says if you are watching videos, you got to take notes, and that is so true. If he did, she like when.
Oh my goodness! Yes,
when she was gel printing.
I would write down stuff I really didn't need to write down, but I didn't know that. And that's so much of the thing that's, you know, works there. Yeah, I sometimes have a hard time getting these little jobbers back in there.
Like it happens. It does.
Okay. Dangerous, but I think it'll be okay. Now we have to decide what are we going to use for a pull color.
My vote is yellow.
I think that is a great call.
Or gold.
Or gold.
Because it'll supply two things. It adds. One of the things that metallic paints will do or can do for you, especially in a layer like this, creates a depth to things that a matte or even, you know, another transparent color may or may not add to things. Because it sort of backlights.
It does, and I want the lime green to remain. So I'm telling you what I'm really thinking here. Is this.
Oh, there's both, sort of. Like, you know, you're gonna punch up the green.
Punch up the green.
So here's my reasoning why I was saying gold versus like something like this. Because at least with the gold, I don't know, the pink, there are parts of it that are thin enough that it will get altered.
True.
And so the green's going to neutralize your pink.
Okay, here, what about this? Let me just present this, since we know we love the green down here, right?
Yes.
This is why, you know, I watch people who are just, you know, an individual sitting down and doing this.
I agree with that, Rhonda.
And they have to talk with themselves. But what really works here is what Mariah and I just did here, this back and forth. She points out things. And, you know, sometimes I'm just like, nah, that's not what I want to do. And we don't care how long this takes to dry.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because we're just going to put a thing on it and it has to long dry anyway. We know we're not going to get this off today.
Right.
There's too many layers on there. Number one. And number two. So this is the green gold in open. Heavy body. Good pull.
All right, while you're laying that down, I'm going to address a couple things in chat. All right, so Liz Bent wants to know how did Paula and Carrie come up with this month's color combos? They are usually suggested by folks like over on Carrie's channel. I think that's the deal, and then him and Paula go through it. That's the thing there. Jenny, hello, and she wants to know about finding Payne's Gray.
Golden.
Golden.
I like Golden's Payne's Gray. I've got some down here.
And then, you know, part of that is like, you know, maybe if you get a chance, I know you got.
I will pull out my.
Pull those out, and then maybe even some suggestions on maybe a quick way to mix something. Because I don't think it's a terribly difficult one. I have some thoughts on that. Because it's like you could put carborundum. And even if you put just a little tiny hint of blue in it, you would be there.
And we can do that on Tuesday. ladies and gentlemen. I promise that's going to be something. That's
Okay, that's right, because you said that, yeah, you wanted to do the color combo on Tuesday. And that's great because I'm going to attempt something tomorrow. I don't know what yet. I have a few little ideas, but, you know. Starting a project's hardest part, I think. And then maybe fixing the thing once you screwed it up.
No, I like
She
that.
likes
I
that.
like to screw it up right away because then
Yeah.
if it starts getting precious and wonderful,
Yeah, then you're scared.
you're like, oh gosh, I don't want.
Yeah, I like it where it's at, but I feel like it
And
needs
then if
to-
it's
yeah.
like, okay, it's poop already, so what do I got to lose here? That's where I like to be. Want it just to mess up just
No,
enough.
they are not the same. So Brandy asked, she hasn't ever worked with pastels much, but the ones I did were oil pastel sticks. Are they the same as the pan pastels? No, they are not the same.
Look at that.
Because these pan pastels are more powdery.
They're softer,
But-
and they're not scratchy.
Yeah, but they're not as powdery as chalk pastels.
Yeah, and the thing is, they have a lot more. Look at the vibrancy that you have here. They're finer particles, I would say. I don't.
They're
know
like
that.
somewhere in between.
And I'm getting better at the mess. You noticed?
Managing the mess.
Yeah, that's never really been a big.
And I know some people are going to get mad at me about saying chalk pastels, but that's how we always refer to it. It's oil or chalk.
Yeah. Powder. Oh, I just love this so much. I mean, this is, I think, going to be a stunner.
Yeah, so pan pastels are creamier. That is a really good word. Yeah, creamier than chalk or soft pastels. Thank you, Yolan. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, this is
yeah.
leftover from the blueprint.
Yes. And I'm trying to get it centered on my paper here without driving Mariah crazy.
Oh, you're not centered up, but I'm not trying to be obsessed about that.
I am too. That's
Yeah,
pretty
oil
good.
pastels, soft pastels, and pan pastels. Thank you.
And all soft pastels are not the same.
No, there's various degrees of
You can get the-
cheapness.
Yes.
Well, let's just go with that.
Yeah.
Cheapness.
Well, or specifically, because there's that, I think they're called new pastels that are meant to be more solid so you can draw with them and whatnot.
I don't like that sound. Or even the feeling across the paper where it's like that. Like it
Irks you out.
It does. And the feeling in my hand. I'm really starting to realize that I have some very...
Yeah, she's got some real issues that are...
I just, when those things happen, I never think of them as, like, other people don't have this. I just, like, it seems like a normal reaction. But when I say it out loud, I don't know. Sometimes the more you know, the more neurotic you feel.
Just best.
Yeah, just best to live in your little mind of, that's normal.
Okay.
It's quite all right. So is it advisable to use these soft pastels to maybe, okay, well, you'd have to be careful with that.
What?
With the soft pastels, which I know the people,
Oh, yeah,
y'all
because
let me know.
they crumble.
They crumble, and it could be pokey, and you could kind of mess up the plate, but that's not to be said that
Oh, yeah, I like them.
if you watered them or put some kind of medium with it, that could work. Yeah. Oh, Darcy says she has that issue like with popsicle sticks and wooden spoons. I don't like the taste of wooden popsicles. Like, I don't like that wood taste. And coffee stir sticks that have the wood. Ugh.
I like to chew on them.
I'm not a beaver.
Okay, glad we got that all taken
That's
care
what
of.
y'all know that.
Y'all were just worried about that. I know.
My beaver status.
And I want to point out something here that I don't know if you know, positive and negative. This is sort of emphasizing that positive.
Oh, by the way, this is Eddie's Distress Crosses style one. Thank you, Eddie. He was on
I
it.
got to get some stuff on it, or Mariah will take it away from me. I gave her the smaller one, which I thought was very generous and nice of me.
Yeah, I'm with you, Darcy.
But I like the punch of these pastels. I do like the pearlized ones.
Hey, Margie.
They're really a lot of fun, but they don't have a lot of oomph.
Yeah, and then you saw, it was very interesting. I wonder if it was the particular paint that it was pulled with that really washed out all of the colors.
Yeah, it was crappy.
They all went silver.
Yeah.
And you worked real hard at doing your little patchworky thing.
And
it was
just didn't show up. All right, if you keep going with darker, you don't have to clean up your sponge.
We do not, because we do not own them any longer, Brandy.
She's talking about alcohol ink.
Let's see, she knew. Okay, so, and I'm just gonna, give an invitation out to our folks here, well, and mods, if you'll make sure that folks that don't have mod status can post their channels or whatever, regarding alcohol inks. Like, we sent ours to Sharon. That's Texture Junkies.
Yeah, what happened to old Sharon? Where's she been lately?
I don't know. I haven't seen her around. I mean, I think she still does her Saturday things. Oh. It's just, we're always out on Saturdays, like, and running around. And as Izzy gets older, like, Saturdays are becoming kind of a thing that it wasn't before. And
well, then we have to go out there and, attempt to nullify it.
Yeah.
Bad decisions by other people.
We got things out in the world we gotta let people know about.
Take care of those things.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but it's what I'm going to do.
So yes, there we go. And our mods are handling that as far as using alcohol inks. You can do it. It will stain your plate. Those are facts.
Becky has one that she just uses for alcohol ink.
Yeah, she did say that. Maybe what we should do is we get together with our regulars and our designers and kind of figure out, some of the top requests as far as mediums and medias that we don't really, where we can quickly go, hey, here's kind of that set of things, kind of like we did with the botanicals earlier, alcohol inks, things that we know that y'all have done. And we've maybe done in the past, but aren't really like something we.
Yeah, I admit I've never used it on my.
No, because when we were doing alcohol inks, it was strictly kind of that alcohol ink thing. We were dabbling in mixed media with it, but the gel plate was not part of what we were doing regularly. Yes, so I will try to get in the designer group and we'll start out there, and then I would like to include a lot of y'all that do show up regularly, and we can promote you that hang out here in the chat for sure. I'm always up for that 100%.
Cool.
I love that. It's just a really nifty.
It's not something really that you can do with paint.
Paint.
You cannot get the same effect with paint.
Not so intentionally.
Not so intentionally. That's true. You could point those on with paint.
But then you'd have to let it dry.
And you'd have to be careful if you were Well, you know, if you could just put your stencil down, you can point. Right?
Yeah. But it blends differently. It's a different look.
It is a whole different look. It really honestly is. All right, so now let's talk about a background color here.
Oh, Becky, okay, she has not tried the alcohol inks, but she does have a, like, tester plate for questionable things.
Ah.
It's the test dummy, you know? You need a...
Yeah. All right, I'm really feeling, I don't know. I don't want to lose my limey color. And I think with this, I'm not going to. This is the Ara Gold, and it's the lighter one. Here's the darker one. See the difference? I don't know. What do you think?
Ooh.
Maybe.
Maybe mix them. Because they...
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we can do that.
Yeah.
Chucky Norris.
Compares to what? Lizzie Jean. She wants to know how do perfect pearls compare. I mean, what I know about perfect pearls is that it's kind of like the stickles or, you know, that sort of thing. Right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not really going to worry about ombre this because I don't want to get out my big one. Turn my paper around here so I can.
Or am I thinking of a different thing? Perfect pearls supposedly have a binder, also good stuff on clay. Stickles is a glitter glue. Yes. What am I thinking of? Nouveau pearls. Is that where my brain went? No, perfect pearls are... Oh, they are similar to Pastels. What is perfect... whose brand is Perfect Pearls? Micro powder. Do we have... Why do I feel like we have some of those somewhere?
Is that like... Is it
Is it
powder?
the jacquard? Because we have those.
I have a powder.
Yeah, and then supposedly you're supposed to be very careful about the powders and just, you know, because they fluff up. So you should wear a mask. Or people have mentioned that. Okay.
Oh, I swear, the more I try to get that down evenly, the less
it does. Not here. Hold on.
I really do like to push down on the wrinkles as much as I can, because what it will do is it will minimize the size of the wrinkle when you do that.
Pearl X. That's why I was going with the jacquard. So, but is it similar to this stuff? Here we...
And then we've got another kind up here somewhere too. Yeah, this is Pearl X.
Yeah, and then we have the Lindy's magical powders.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, remember
Oh.
we have some of those.
Are you supposed to make sprays out of that?
You can put this in with the water and do the spray thing. In fact, I have shoved some.
Now, look at this. Isn't this wonderful?
Yes. I think it was a really good idea to do the mix because it adds more interest.
Yeah. You've got a little here, difference here and difference here. And yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Hello. Hey, Estella. Okay. Eddie has used the mica powders on the gel plate all the time. He does love them very much. It is a similar situation, but they're more loose and things. He's also mixed them in with paint, mixed them in with other things. He's mixing it up over there.
Oh, that's good.
Eddie likes to mix it up
I like that.
with his powders.
All right. What do we got here? Well, okay, go ahead.
Okay, Lindy's magicals are to be used with water, so not similar to the pan pastels or mica powders. But they are shiny and powdery.
There you go.
I have mixed the jacquard ones in with the spray things. That works okay. But you have to be careful. Because I think what she's saying is, so like, the magicals have something in them to create sort of a binding situation.
Oh.
Am I right about that? Because they purposefully, like, they want you to add water to it.
Okay.
So I would assume that there's something else in there that makes them, like, once you spray them, they stick. Because that is true. I have noticed that. They still, like, are sparkly and shiny offy onto things, but less so. Jacquard Lumen Arts did them before Ranger. All right. Man, we are getting some information today. Woo.
I used to use the Jacquard brand stuff for when I was doing batiking.
Yeah, they have really
Paint.
cool products for dyeing all sorts of things. And paints and things for textile use.
I just, this green that's out
Yes.
here, I don't want.
Oh, no, don't. You're awesome, Yolanda. I like that. That was good information because I was just thinking about it and how I had used them and what was the difference there. But yes, those two things are quite different as far as what they are meant to be used for. Like the pan pastels working the way that they do, because I aren't like a loose powder thing and probably not that great mixed in with water, but have we done that? Like, do you get them wet? Do you want to get them wet?
Wow.
These are questions, y'all. No, you're doing great. Your lots of her brain hurts. See, this is the stuff that I love when we do new products, because it's like, okay. Because I like checking, though, that I'm making a chart in my head. I want you to know. There's a chart. It just doesn't exist in the real world. It's just in my brain.
I think that's something you should take care of on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we're just going to do a real quick compare and contrast here and clean up my stencil. Give it a couple of, it's still new, so it's going to stick well.
Yeah.
All right, so
100%.
I'm just going to grab some greens. It's,
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people have them. And the reason that we ended up with the jacquard, those powders, I don't, like, they were on, you bought them. I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Pretty sure you did, because you're like, hey, I wonder if these are like the magical things. Because we had one or something, or somebody had mentioned them, but those were on sale. It was kind of a better deal, and you got more of them. Sometimes that matters.
That's, what's her face?
Does it say pine? Or what is it? Fir. It's fir. F-I-R, fir.
Yeah, but what's her name? Davenport. Right?
No, Dina. Oh, are those the Davenport ones?
Yeah.
No,
That's
these
the
are
same
Dina
girl.
Dinah.
Well, those are. They are too, because this is where the Cheeto color came. See the woman?
That's Dina Dinah Wakely.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. This one is the Jane Davenport that you're talking about. The one little, the kind of skin color matchmaker business. Mm-hmm. Hey, Dana.
What?
Liz says, I love this. I love y'all. I really do. I'm just feeling I love y'all. She says, I find hours later that Mariah's ponderings finally click, and I go, oh.
Trust me.
Everybody has that feeling about me.
Here's what. Okay, so we went to this meeting, and Mariah sort of basically took over the meeting.
I couldn't take it.
She couldn't take it anymore. And so
About how
later, I was asking
because Gervinder was there.
Gervinder, and he said,
I wonder if he cares that we talk about him so much.
I don't think he does. My gosh, he's a public figure.
That's true.
You give that privacy when you go into that realm. Said, I don't know how to tell Mariah this. She has great ideas, but she just goes so fast. I know. I said, yeah, I know. We call it the machine gun effect. She does that to me in the mornings before I've had coffee. And she sees me go blank and she just walks away. She doesn't even say anything. Because she already knows what's happening. That it's not happening.
Sometimes this just has to get out. And I have to let it out as quickly as it is forming.
Because otherwise she won't be able to remember it all. Well, the problem is other people are absolutely overwhelmed by all of that. Fast action.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's Paula saying? Oh, Paula did some of Rhonda's paper clips with silver leaf and pinks. She will show those later today. That's over Makers.
All right.
Pink paper clips.
Oh, look at that. It was just starting to go on me, and I got it in
You
time.
get just by the hair of your chinny chin chin.
I feel so fortunate about that because it will
see, Colleen does it too. I know, exactly.
go fast.
Yeah, because it's like, and then if I stop and then Brad's like, okay, you just kind of locked up on me. And I'm like, I know, because I was like, I didn't get it out fast enough. So, boop. It's lost.
All right.
Or I have to kind of catch up to where it is. I don't know. Brains are funny. Hey, Anthony.
You know, I used to write a lot more than I do now, and I would have the same problem. I would want to write so fast because I would lose the thought before I got the whole thing out there.
Yes.
That was frustrating for me. And a lot of times what you have to do is you know, if you do a lot of writing, don't edit as you go.
No.
Just puke it out on the paper.
And then try to write as nicely as possible.
So that, that you can read it. That's important. That is.
And I'm like, what was I trying to say? And I know it was good, but dang it, I can't read my own handwriting.
I can't think of the exact word I want. So I just go ahead because later when I come back and I'm reading it, that word comes back to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, tips and tricks.
Ooh, Anthony just posted 4 new Barons over there in Makers, including a lichen one. What was it likened to? Sorry.
Now,
Eddie, you can
see, I think this is going to be great, but here's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have to wait for this to dry.
Yeah. But I love that you did kind of
Well, I tried to.
Yeah.
It's not an exact.
I don't think
I had more time. I could have pointed on there, but I was getting kind of bored with that. My arm hurts.
100%. 100%, Patricia. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mo has so Sepha, there is Anthony Cody's Etsy shop right there.
Yes. And please go there. He's been so generous with us.
He has. And we like him as a person.
We like him as a person. Okay, here's the long haul. The long haul that we added pan pastels to. Remember?
Exactly, Carla. Exactly.
And this is where I was using the metallic.
It's getting kind of Celtic. Oh, this turned out lovely. Boy, it is stuck down.
And it's wrinkling on me.
This was the one that I don't think that it is as powerful as we wanted it to be as far as the design being recognizable in the areas that were open to showing the pan pastels through. that being said, what is there, I think, is very cool.
You don't see the silver as much, but it is there.
Right.
And when you shake and wiggle, let me just
Give it a wiggle.
All right. Let me get rid of my.
I should be like filming that, but my lovely daughter did not bring my phone back.
I think mine's over there charging. Okay, so let me get it on the paper. Get it up into the technology.
But that was done on Thursday.
Yes.
For the pan pastel part was done on Thursday.
And then we put down the what is this?
Tangled Hearts is the main design that you see that P did is that a long haul-ish? But you did that off camera.
This is Titan Green Pale.
That you pulled it with.
I pulled it with.
Yes. But I'm kind of explaining the designs that are, what you're seeing in the thing.
Oh, well, a lot of it is some stuff that was already on the plate.
Because you had done that behind the scenes. That the Tangled Hearts wasn't done during a stream. I don't think.
No.
Then, because she was prepping to have something ready for Thursday when she did the pan pastels through the stencil. The stencil is the Persian paisley, but again, you don't really full on get that design. It's more now mark making.
Yeah. But I think it's really beautiful that sort of gray. Because remember there was from the long haul.
Oh, so Estella said you did do the.
So I did. This was the long haul.
Oh, and this was the papers that were
yeah. By the way, that one's coming up when you're talking about.
Okay, yes. So that was Tuesday.
Yeah, I have enough.
Estella, thank you. She said, P did a long haul with my sizzles. Yeah, and those were the Tangled Heart ones that we were doing for the birthday wrapping paper.
Yes, and we put this down because the other one,
which we haven't done yet, and then we bought paper because we were out and about.
Yeah, we got some really cool paper. You can never have too much cool paper.
No.
And some cool ribbon. Okay, so yes, I'm glad we got that all straightened out. Wow,
That's why it takes full on week to like.
But I do think that one is simply lovely.
Hi, Tina. Welcome to those of you that have come in. Do say hello in chat so we can say hello back. Give those thumbsy upsies if you haven't already. If you're watching in replay, please let us know down below in the comments. If you have questions, comments, any of that stuff can be left down there.
Here we go.
If you're live, ask the questions here.
This is what you were talking about.
No. I was straight up, I was just chronologically working out the Tangled Hearts and what was happening there.
Well, that was the long haul, the not so long haul.
We're all on the same page now, y'all.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because it was late. I was catching up. You were catching up. We're all together now. All together now.
And this was the paisleys just moved about.
Yes.
Wasn't so that they fit on this.
And those seem to have held the color a little better.
Well, it could be because this is a really sticky, remember? The condition of your plate has a lot to do with.
Oh, let me. Whoa. Don't pull that yet.
I'll just, because this, see how it's ooking up there? And I don't know why this happened. Just all of a sudden, they just seem really sticky. But really sticky is better than too dry.
All right, so this here print was done during a previous live stream where this was our big product release for May.
And look, it's leaving behind.
And utilizing the pan pastels and then pulled with acrylic paint onto the gel plate. She stenciled those on using one of the new stencils. And Paisley Party.
Yeah, moving it about. Look at that. Woo!
And the color did hold a little better than the blue one.
It did. It just, but see, a lot of it's still on
the
there.
plate. Show that. Whoop, whoop. There we go.
So we've got more stuff to do there. But anyhow, the metallic colors are a little weaker. They don't have the punch power that, but I still think this is rather lovely.
It is. And I think, again, just depending on what pull color you use, whether or not the color of the metallic holds.
Yes, because what did I do with old blue here? See here, we can compare them. Because this has every color that we have.
Oh, hey, Colleen.
As does this.
Yeah.
I just think, I really need to spend some more time figuring out what color combinations work best. Now, I think this is lovely.
Oh.
This was done through a stencil onto a, I mean, there's already stuff on the plate. Residual. But I think we're going to also leave behind some really nice linear crackle marks. And remember, this is where I use the metallic paint on the top and the bottom. See that? And then in the middle, I use the light blue turquoise over here.
Oh.
Okay, before I show you that, I knew that would be pretty. Turn this
Got some
over.
good crackle.
Good crackle.
And
Look at the
and there's going to be some. Oh, from when you pull that tissue off of there. All right, you got 48 minutes.
Well, good heavens, I don't really, I'm pretty much done.
Well, you could mix Payne's Gray, or we could discuss Payne's Gray.
Well, we could.
You did want to do something with.
I did. But look at this. Isn't this just gorgeous?
It is lovely.
I really, really like it a lot.
That's Eddie's new stencil. The medieval floral.
Oh, and that's different than the ones that has a little knob.
Oh, okay. And then that I was gonna mention. Thank you, Devin. She says you can never get it off fully until you clean the plate with the baby oil. Like, you're always gonna have a little bit of that until you clean it.
And definitely do your tape first. Try to get as much off with your tape as possible, especially large chunks, because.
Well, no, she's talking about with the pan pastels.
Oh.
There's always going to be a little film of it until you clean that plate. And remember?
Oh, I did do that.
On the last one, yeah.
And it was really good because I was very worried.
She had a little moment.
Yeah, and I had a little moment there. It's like, okay, I'm going to be really irked. Now, see, you have to put this. I can't push this on my bridge table because my bridge table is
a bridge table, meaning
a piece of foam board that is kind of boingy.
It was, yeah. I tried to throw it away. She found it.
I know, and I need another one. But I did what I did to my table that Izzy messed it all up. I just sprayed that stuff on it. Okay, so I've got to get a lot of stuff ready here, folks, because, all right, which one of those? Don't want to be blocking my gel plate.
Oh, see, that's all you had to say, Anthony.
What?
He's being all smart. He's giving out some glue knowledge in chat.
All right, I'm going to switch my plates around here because we're going to do something that is not necessarily what I've seen or heard, but that is me thinking that. Don't watch how people do
That's
this.
what they tell you, Anthony.
Okay, so here's my, see?
Oh, this was laid over her lap to do the thing rather than rub it on her pants and getting, you know.
Well, these are kind of
Mhm.
new pants. My other ones already had a bunch of paint crap on them, so.
That was okay, but these are going out pants, and if you're going out pants,
These are going out and about pants.
then the cloth is a very good idea.
That my shirt covers up the part where the paint is right now. Alrighty, now I have to think this through because this is very crucial. So that I know where my I guess it's gonna be this one. I really hate losing that good crackle there. Really nice crackle.
You got a lot of crackle going on.
I got a lot of good crackle going on.
Well,
So I gotta find something here that's I don't give a rip about.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did I just put that one in there? Can I pull that one?
You got 35 minutes.
You're rushing me.
Okay.
Isn't that
That's the pan pastel one.
This is the pan pastel. Okay, I had to do that because I need a see if I can get it up. Because I hate wasting this. This is just, you know, some kind of nifty stuff here. I don't know that it's really going to show up all that much.
Oh. Good job, Anthony. Oh, wow. Oh. Sonia says the stacking dot strips make, I'm assuming that's broken, backgrounds easy, especially with the pan pastels. You know, the stacking dot ones, you love those, that have kind of the weird little out
Oh, yeah.
strips.
Yeah. Well, I thought we'd just go through this process here. What, who was it that said that you have to clean it with baby oil?
Yolan, because, yeah, you got to clean it with the mineral oil, baby oil, whatever you like to condition your plate with to get it all finally up. But you can keep getting those ghost prints, and Paula encouraged you to do so.
Well, okay, so I'm going to leave that on there.
Oh, you think it's going to
and dry? I
more?
think it will pull up more if I allow it to dry, because I think that that's kind of pretty.
Yes. Because that'll be the second one.
Yeah, this is the ghost print. Well, that really wasn't what I wanted to happen. But,
Oh, yeah. Crazy glue. Bye, Christy. Thanks for hanging.
I'm not pulling that one because that one's just too wonderful. All right, we're just going to have to suck it up and use a good crackle. Is that the best one, or is this the best one? I think that one is. So it's got a lot of light colored stuff going on here, which we're just not going to worry about. Just going to go over the top of it.
Polka dots.
All right. So what I'm doing here, we're probably not going to get to it today. It'll be a good one to start on Tuesday. And if it dries, I may go ahead and start it.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
What's my timeline here?
30 minutes.
I got it. I could do it in 15. I can put my makeup on in 5.
She can. She did it today.
Somebody may say, yeah, it kind of looks like that.
No, I think you did a good job. Sometimes I think you spend too much time fiddle farting around with it.
No, what?
That's not true on my behalf.
All right. So, what I'm yammering on about here is we're going to do a flip off.
Mm-hmm. Flop off.
Flop off onto the plate. Okay. So I'm thinking through this, and Mariah, I'm going to talk. So I'm using the open paint. See that O there? That means it's open. It's carbon black. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want a really nice, juicy, wet stencil to flop off.
Yes.
Because that's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's my goal. But I'm not flopping off onto paper. I'm going to flop off onto another gel plate. I know, it's kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just talking through this. Just bear with me, Mariah. Listen, don't shut me out. Do I want to put my paint down and then my stencil for my flop off?
Yes.
That's what I want to do.
No.
Or do I want to put my stencil down,
Yes.
get paint on it, and then flop it off? I think that's the better way to do it.
Agreed.
It's I have more control of seeing where the paint is.
I think so. Yeah.
Hand me the stencil, please. Por favor. There's a reason that I picked this stencil. Is because I think that it's going to look really super cool with the pan pastels in the negative areas here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going, if I do that and I just get the lines here, can you see how that's going to be more important than if these were all black? Now they're going to be open so that you could put stuff in them if I do it this way. That's one of the, I have to do that. And it's kind of one of those things about, it's like spatial.
Mm-hmm.
Not special, spatial. I am a special spatial case.
She is. Legit.
Legit. I still don't know where north is here. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. It makes me...
It hurts her brain.
Hurts my brain. All right. So...
That does her drive around the other day. Sorry. That just made me think. She's like, there's a compass in the car. And I'm like, what do I need that for?
Yeah, and I can't believe you even had to ask.
Well, like, I mean...
All right. Now, I'm using mucho paint here.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have to come back and be taking paint off rather than putting paint on. Y'all got that?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I don't want any paint down over here because I'm going to... This is where I would love to have a little wider area here so I can put 2 gel plates side by side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. That's not what's
Goals, y'all. Goals.
Goals. Yeah. If I got rid of everything here, but then I need this stuff. So I don't know.
We don't know what the answer is.
I don't have an answer right now. I'll put that there and I'll wonder.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Sonia.
What?
Well, she was explaining something to me. I like that sound. That I like.
Like a bicycle riding over.
I don't like it when when we hit that thing on the side of the road, you know.
Oh, brrr.
That freaks me out because it's on my bum, and I don't like that. See, I had not heard of that term, bokeh. Do you know what that is?
What?
Bokeh.
Boca Raton?
I think I'm saying it right.
I don't know what that means.
BOKEH. Like blurred dots in photography. See, she didn't know either. We're new to this term.
This is a term I have not.
Oh, that looks awesome. Now that gets flopped off onto a paper. Or no, oh, that's getting flopped off onto the other plate. Okay, see, I thought you were going plate to plate. That's where I misunderstood. Oh, that is funny. So Becky wants to know, Mariah, we know that Brad is great at designing stencils. Can we see him play on the gel plate? He does not want to be on camera. That's just ain't his jam.
All right. Now, I wish I could, I can kind of get these in here side by side, maybe if I move this.
But we are trying to plan a special guest in studio. I'm not going to say any more than that because we're just the very early stages of like, it was like, oh, that's cool. Yes, that's a great idea. But, you know, we need like, hey, this is when they'll be here.
Check it out. Okay.
I love it.
This is the flop off. This is the print.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get rid of this black over here on this side because it just, all it does is it just messes with your pull. But.
Bouquet.
Oh, that's a little dotty.
Helps if you say things right. That was my bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand what that is.
Okay.
That effect. Yeah.
Okay, bouquet.
Now, this is the one we're going to Frank Lloyd Wright.
Okay.
But I mean, we may do them both. I don't know. But the thing about it is, they have to dry. Because they are open paint.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Ooh. There's a little bit left there. Are you going to go after it or do you? Yeah, you're good. Yeah. Part of the thing is like kind of once you do it, it sort of pushes the line up. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, you're playing with fire. Stop it. Charity, you kind of created a new line. Stop doing that.
Now you realize, I'm going to turn this over in a minute and show you what the other side is. We've got some crackle stuff going on here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See, to me, it was like, eh.
I need I have a hat band. Did I talk about my hat band?
No, and again, we need to get pictures. But are you wearing that one today, or are you?
Oh, this is too hot.
Yeah.
This is because it's really nice and cool up here today. And I thought it went marvelously with
does.
my shirt.
It really does.
But I think I'm going to wear my
We'll try to get some
coolie hat.
Yeah, because we want to take some pictures at the garden center today anyway.
All right. So
wow.
That was a good call, wasn't it?
It was.
I mean, I kind of sweated it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, my good crackle. I'm going to lose my good crackle. But I think we can pull this off.
I'm not saying who it is.
So, here's the thing about this. We're going to allow this to dry completely.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to do just a solid coat of something.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mess with this.
No, because I think that would take away from highlighting the crackle.
I think so too. Exactly. My point exactly. Now, did I know that ahead of time? No. I didn't even know how much of that crackle was, and you can see because of the black.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm even thinking a dark blue so that you really, you have to work at seeing where the black is and where the blue is.
Okay.
And it's really going to emphasize the, and I don't know, maybe a transparent blue, transparent dark blue. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
What about like your bone black or?
Oh, well, that's a thought too. That kind of gray.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could even use Payne's gray.
Or carborundum.
Carborundum. It doesn't pull very well, remember?
Mm.
I think it's just too grainy.
Yeah.
Okay, where am I here?
Oh, yes. A big congrats to Eddie. He hit 6,000.
He has 6,000?
Subscribers.
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness. He's just moving right along there. All right, we're going to try something here.
Oh, good. Oh, there's still more. Oh, wait. There's more. Okay, and if y'all kind of missed that, let me just reiterate. Is that right? Reiterate?
Reiterate. Say it again.
Say it again.
Say it again, Sam.
The reason that this was even an option, all due to the fact that this is open paint. Open meaning it has a extended dry time. So like it stays wet long time.
Long time. Look at that.
There's 3 flop offs. Or well, sorry, you get the first you do the first one to get the paint onto the stencil and then through the stencil onto the plate. She's gotten 2 flop offs onto 2 other plates. Let's see what happens here. And then she's going to flop off to a paper. Or you can do a rub off too.
I'm rubbing.
Just doing a rub off. Because that paint, again, it's still, there's not as much there, but there's enough to still keep moving. Exactly, Devin, exactly.
I was trying to keep my fingers clean, but I don't even know what
No.
why am I doing that? Just making. Now here's the cool part of this. Even these areas out here where it's darker, you can be removing some paint as well if it hasn't been on there and dried. Now, this is not something, you want to wait around and lollygag and smoke and drink. You want to get on it.
Because even though it's open, it
okay,
is,
now see,
yeah.
You've got to hold down and you've got to go with the lines, or you're going to have what just happened there.
This is This is a, paint the fence. Not wax on, wax off.
One way.
Paint the fence.
You hold and you go against whatever you're holding.
Some of y'all get that reference. It's an up and downer.
What?
Paint the fence versus wax on, wax off.
Okay.
That's cool. This is a cool stencil. I don't know if it would ever come to her. She again, not a 80s movie watcher. It was from The Karate Kid.
I watched that movie.
It's how Mr. Miyagi taught Daniel's son how to all the moves.
Well, I know the way.
Because it was like, you wanna create a muscle memory, and Daniel's son was really very upset with the fact that all he was doing was helping Mr. Miyagi do all these things around his house. And then at that point, I hope this is not a spoiler alert to y'all, but it's kind of an old movie. And then he says, oh, okay, well then show me, paint the fence. And he says, wax off, wax off.
That was on the car.
Yeah.
And then the fence was this.
Mm-hmm. And then there was another one that was, back and forth. I can't remember what that one was, but paint the fence and, yeah, wax on, wax off. Mm-hmm. See?
This is very messy, but it does cool things.
Yes.
Just remember to move your hands and hold as you're wiping away.
Painting the fence.
Because otherwise you're going to have, well, the other effect is kind of cool when it jumps around. Makes you kind of feel like you're...
It gets blurry.
Blurry.
Mm-hmm.
And then because my fingers are getting stuck, I managed to extricate myself there.
Aw, we're happy too, Devin. Thank you.
Voila.
This is such a cool. And see, Brad, I think this one also was sort of inspired by the window, the security envelopes. He's like, he just had that whole idea of like, he was really inspired by those. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, well, that's what he said about that one.
Yeah, the keyhole one, for sure. Because that one was pretty much like that. That's kind of the...
I'm just trying to keep this a little bit pristine because I really like what happened today. And what really needs to happen is you need to have a clean stencil. Because once you get a whole bunch of paint on it, it doesn't stick very good. And
All right. Becky, send me a message. I'll forget.
But with that one application, look at what we did. We got 1, 2 rub-offs. 1, 2, 3 onto the gel plate. 1 positive,
yeah,
and 2 negatives. I could just take this to the sink and wash it, but I'm
happy. You're saving. Yeah, none of that's going.
Showing you.
Yeah.
What can be done here.
Yeah, she's looked like she's been working on the car. That's what I'll tell people. She's a mechanic.
Then they'll start asking me car questions. You know that'll happen. But if they're asking me those questions, I can just blow smoke up their anal cavity as long as possible because they don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe they're testing you.
Oh. Could be true.
See?
I'm just trying to distribute them up evenly so that I can reuse the back of this thing. Because I'm kind of down to really 2 good ones. All the rest of them have so much muck on them that it's just...
Oh, well, we probably have some more that need to be retired.
Okay, so I just try to use my thing until it won't anymore.
Yeah.
It just keeps redistributing.
Just pushing the paint around.
But this is pretty good. I mean, I don't have any clunky.
Ah, we're gardening, so it doesn't matter. She's gonna get dirty anyway.
I see. I could still be getting some prints, even off of this.
It just depends on how truly dedicated you are to the process.
Yeah.
Sometimes she's more so. Doesn't make for great streaming. I just But see?
That's what you get. Now look.
Why don't you flop down a piece of paper and see what you get from that? Be very watercolory-ish. Perhaps. You could even wet that sheet and then it would pull it up a little better. That's what you should have done. I'm glad that we had these conversations.
Look at that.
But if she would have wet the sheet, I think it would have pulled up more.
Well,
I know, we're learning things.
Learning things.
Here, and if you had your mister thing all filled with water. I got ideas, y'all. Stressing her out.
She is.
So Paula wants to know, does any other paint do open? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they say open.
Yeah, they have another name for it.
I
Just
don't
like,
know that they
all
indicate
of that stuff that's iridescent-y.
Now here would be the thing.
You can still use the retarder.
Yes, and find a paint extender retarder. That they're going to use terminology like that.
A lot of
and mix it in with
yeah.
the paints that you already have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just don't get too carried away with it because you can completely obliterate your paint depending on.
Right. Okay, Jenny. So open or Golden paints, the brand Golden, they refer to a certain part of their paints as open, which then says to you, the purchaser of said paint, oh, this paint's gonna take a long time to dry.
But you saw what happened here, and you can't get that any other way.
Thank you, Margie. So yeah, that's something that you want to now. Golden also have they have products, mediums that can be mixed in with any paints that you currently own, that would then turn them into more open paints. I say more open because depending on what kind of medium you get and what kind of paint you're putting it in, that's going to vary. It's also going to vary depending on where you live.
Yeah.
And the temperature
the
and the day.
Amazon jungles and
yeah, I mean all paints are going to be open.
Arizona.
It's a difference.
Yeah, I mean Brand does things in England that I wouldn't. I'm like, oh my god, it stresses me out watching her because she takes a long time to get it down, and
we're like, no way, that paint is still dry, and there it was. We're like, not here in Texas.
Oh no.
It also kind of depends because Dallas is a funny place because it can be very humid, but it can also be very dry, and that could be just within 24 hours.
Yeah.
It
also depends how hard the wind is blowing.
Yes.
But that's more West Texas, really.
I don't know, because if we have the fan on, if we have the air conditioning on, especially during the winter time, if we have the heat on, that all
horrible
is going to make a difference on how quickly your paint's dry. I know Julie Parker, she was gel printing near a window, and she said, it didn't even click with her until at one point in time we were all talking about that sort of thing, that had an effect on when and how her paints would dry.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, even though this is very subtle, it's still going to add something if you use a mask or if you use
or if you do like
transparent,
the washouts and stuff with that, because once that dries, it's gonna do kind of different things in the areas where the paint is and versus the paint not. Like Gia says, how long does it take to dry? I bought the open medium to mix in with her acrylics to mimic an oil painting. Is it that long? It can be.
It can be. It really can be.
It also kind of depends on how thick is the paint that you're putting on.
Uh-oh.
Because you saw that P purposefully
I'm out of
wipes. Okay, there's
wipe them. It's woofing me. I don't know how we ever made it without these.
I don't know.
And we got 2 or 3, and I had to put that arrived without the little orifice window. So I had to glue this one on.
For real?
Yeah. It just came just like that with that little tab there that you yank open. So I just tore this off the other one and glued it on.
Huh.
Yeah.
Keep your...
Show enough.
Okay, anyway, to go back to what I was saying there, you notice that whenever she applied the the paint in the beginning over the stencil onto the plate, it was a lot of paint. So
yeah,
it's open and it was a lot.
Because see, this was my first brayer off here.
Right, that's why she was getting so many.
And this will be sticky for a long time. So I'm going to put it over here where it's not touching any of these. These are not. These are already dry. I mean, they're slightly damp, but they're not
giving paint.
Stick together.
Right.
So let me bring back the...
Bye, Sue. Thanks for hanging.
All right. So here's our paint. And you can see how glossy, and you can see a slight texture to it. That's from using a lot of paint. But that was a conscious decision. I wanted that to happen because I knew I wanted the flop off. Let me show you the flop off.
Very nice. And see, then you get that because of the amount of paint being a lot of paint, but then your flop off, you get that modelly texturized image versus a clear, clean
see
paint.
A little of the streaks from the cracking in the background, but I still think it's going to be really cool. And I'm thinking about using a lot of copper and the darker gold and the pewter.
I think you should throw in some of the blue and the green, because it's very Frank Lloyd Craftsman colors.
True. Okay. But
maybe what I will do prior, if you remind me, I can pull, like, we'll have like a little reference, like, palette thing or something. Something Frank Lloyd Wrighty that we can, so people can visually understand what we're saying. I know some of y'all know, but that's to be able to have that right there and go, okay, this is why we're doing this style and color.
Just want to end with this one in the thing here, because I think it's so
I love it.
Fabulous.
Yes.
So, even though this was a failure, it just goes back to what I say. All that needs to happen here is you just need to have one more layer of something. Be it stencils, be it masks, be it stamps.
Yeah.
The
whatever you have.
Yeah.
Mix it up.
Collage it.
It's mixed media, y'all.
Mixed media.
All right, my arty friends. We're going to call this the end. We will be back here tomorrow. It will be Mariah Makes. I have my card printed out. I have the list from the collage prompts. And then we'll see what we get into, because I have no idea. I need your help.
Are you going to use that little book?
Oh, my Create With Me? I don't know. I think there's plenty in the collage prompts that Eddie provided.
Okay, so you're going to just make up a...
Yeah. And then sometimes what I like to do with that is, like, if one fits it, if it just so happens that it all sort of worked together, great. Then I'll go through the book. Sort of cheating, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. It's justification.
Well, I don't know.
You know, it's just like
cheating.
I'm just, after the fact. This is like you making your, it's not really cheating. It is just utilizing my time and energy more efficiently.
Modifying your plan.
Modifying my plan, and also much like how you used to do your lesson plans.
Yes, they're a whole lot more accurate if you do them after
100%. 100%. Sometimes you need to put the label at the end.
Yeah. I told my principal that, and I thought it was hysterical. He didn't think it was so funny.
So anyway, we
love you.
like a
long haul.
See you tomorrow,
Short,
guys.
long haul.
Bye.
Short, long haul.